Welcome back, friends, to another reading for the collective. My name's Ross, and I pop on here every Tuesday and Thursday to offer these collective energy readings. I like to think of my tarot readings and oracle readings not so much as fortune telling, but as storytelling. And if you ever want to dive deeper in the story that your soul came here to tell, I would love to read that for you and provide you a map with where it is you're going in this season or this phase of your life. So I'll leave that link below. I love I love this stuff. It's great. It's great to be. I'm happy that you're here. I'm happy to get to share what I know, what I perceive to know, maybe is a better way of saying that. So if you're new here again, welcome. If you're coming back, hello again. If you are new here, how we begin is we think of a situation that we need or would like some guidance on, whether this is a feeling, an emotion, or a thought that we're ruminating on, whatever it is. I'm going to invite you to hold that in your mind, in your heart, in your body, wherever it is most up for you. And then what I'll invite you to do in a moment is take 3 deep breaths into that space, whether it be in the head or in the body, and breathe out. If you want to make some kind of sound as you're breathing out, you're more than welcome to. And as you're breathing out, I invite you to imagine that you're taking the energy of that thought, of that feeling, of that emotion, of whatever it is that you're carrying that you would like some insight into. And as you breathe it out, imagine it going through the device that you're watching this on and into the cards. So, breathing in and out. And again, breathing in and out. And last time, breathing in and out. Mm. I had the privilege of luxuriating in the energy of my creator this morning in bed. And while I'm not going to say that holding a tangible, warm body isn't lovely in its own way, there really is something special about being spooned by the universe. You want to come out? Yeah, let's just take this one at a time here. Page of Pentacles. I feel like this came. Did I shuffle these? Did this come up in a reading for someone else, or did this come up for something else? Well, either way, it's here today. Pages are, of course, the students of the suit, and Pentacles represent the earth element. They also represent the material, what we have in the bank, and also the bank itself, the street the bank is on. All of this stuff, this fleshy beingness, the vehicle that we get to travel through while we're here. With this reverse, though, this is suggesting that you're beginning to look at things in a different way. You know, this is almost hanged man energy of, all right, I've been going about the world in a certain way with certain beliefs about money, about the material, about magic, because this is a magic sign here, the pentacle. There we go. And now something has shifted, something has changed the way that you're looking at things, which, I'm always a fan of new perspectives. What is this relating to, though? Can we get some more on this, please? And if you're looking for more insight, like I said, I'm happy to work with you one-on-one, but I will be at the Mythology studio at the intersection of Penn and Butler in Lower Lawrenceville on Friday, offering readings and Reiki. My intention is to offer that every first Friday and every final Friday of the month. So Friday is the first Friday. That is June 5th. Did you want to come out? So what are you looking at differently? This one came out as well. I did not shuffle these well enough. When we see this right side up, the Two of Wands, we can think of it as boredom. We see this fellow in some kind of structure, maybe a castle, maybe a turret of a castle, and they're looking out over over the world, or we could maybe even presume it's their land, their property, and they're holding a globe in their hand. It's the idea that all the world has been conquered, and now what do they do? Now what do they do with all of this fire energy that maybe once was so bright and flaming? With it reversed, though, yeah, it's giving that almost. This came up in a previous reading as well. Almost, but not quite the same as the Four of Cups reversed. This is, when we take these two together, this is this idea of, there we go, reevaluating what you think, reevaluating what you think about the material world, and also your place in it and what you're creating in it. You get to create whatever you want here. It doesn't have to look like anyone else. It doesn't have to fit into a box. I mean, of course, that's easy. That's helpful when you're marketing or selling or explaining, even. We can remove all those kinds of business aspects. One of the first questions we ask people when we meet them, what do you do? It can be helpful to say that, I do this and this, but don't be afraid to be your own kind of person. Don't be afraid to let your uniqueness flow and shine in what you're doing. Because you're not here to be like everyone else. And especially if you're here watching this, you're not here to be like everyone else. You have a message, you have a voice inside of you that is speaking. All reversals today. Oh, no. So came out like that, but hiding behind it was the High Priestess and the High Priestess upright. And this is kind of what I was speaking to. The small, still voice that speaks inside of you is your intuition. And that is something that can be developed just like a muscle. When you want to bulk up your legs, you do more squats. When you want those, you know, glistening pecs, you work on your chest. And when you want to be able to ascertain what it is you're here to do, one of the easiest ways, outside of seeking counsel from mystics like myself, is tuning into your own intuition. Yes, mystics and readers and healers and guides, they can help you, they can guide you, but you have within you your own healer, your own font of knowledge, of resources, of knowings, capital K knowings, of what it is you came here to do. Trust that. Trust your intuition. Trust what's coming up for you. It may speak in different ways, so that's interesting. Sorry, I just got distracted because we've got the Two of Wands, the High Priestess, which is 2, and then we've got the reversed Two of Cups. So, and maybe it goes back to what I was saying at the beginning. Maybe it's turning. I don't want to say turning away from material relationships, the relationships of the world, because it's not that. But it's. All right, here it comes. When we tune into our connection with our intuition, we are tuning into our connection with our creator, however we define them. And in so doing, that might require stepping away from our terrestrial relationships, our other fleshy relationships. But, and also, there is the invitation there to see the terrestrial, fleshy, human 3D relationships as echoes of our creator, because your intuition is going to speak to you in a very specific way. Your understanding of God is going to be very unique to you. But that doesn't mean that the person sitting across from you on the bus doesn't have their own connection with their intuition, doesn't have their own relationship with the God of their understanding. And it's all the same. It all comes from the same place. Water flows downstream and it can be frozen, it can be steamed, or it can be left to flow, but it's still the same water. It's still the same source. Said another way, this is one of my favorite metaphors. You've got one of those adaptable or changeable hose adapters. They still even make these. I had one. We had these growing up. Uh, it had like maybe 6 or 8 different settings. You hooked it onto the hose, and it had a trigger, and you twisted the knob, and it would come out like rain, or it would come out in a flat line, or it would do a little misting, or it would do just a straight stream. Regardless of how you twist it, regardless of how a person chooses to let that water flow through the hose, it's still coming from the same source. Your intuition might be the tarot, it might be dream interpretation, it might be energy interpretation. However, that is unique and special and true for you, but that doesn't invalidate the person who does angel healing or dragon healing, or throws bones, reads runes, does the I Ching, plays with crystals. It's all, and that's kind of what I was. There was a giddiness to me as I was tuning in to this, because this is all great. This is all lovely. This takes us out of the seriousness and the stress and the structure of the real world and helps us tune back in to what is true. And maybe the invitation here with the Two of Cups in reverse is to begin to see your relationships in this material world as invitations to reconnect with that source, however you define it. One of the things I like to do for fun is try to, if I can, if I'm really in it on a specific day, is try to see the child in a face of an adult, especially an older adult. It's really fun. And when you're more intimate with someone, the invitation is to see the Christ within, the Buddha nature within, the intuition within, however you want to define that. So, what would it be like if everything, everything in your world became a reflection of the God of your understanding? It's not just people, it's trees, it's these stones, it's this table. I mean, they think about the person or persons who weaved this cloth and where this thread came from. If you're able to slow down and tune into that, the interconnectedness becomes apparent, and we get to have the privilege to notice it. And it's in that noticing that we change. And it's in that noticing and our own changing that the people around us change. Because if you're looking at someone and seeing the child, the inner child in them, or the Christ within them, then if they're coming at you with anger or frustration, that's going to fade away because you're not going to be perceiving it in them. So they're not going to be able to perceive it in themselves. Hmm. I think I'd like to just move on to Hafiz. We haven't seen some Hafiz in a while. We were playing around with the divine masculine. Has Anubis shown up for you since we last spoke? So, Hafiz, my dear friend, the dear friend who taught me you can be spooned by the universe. Uh, yeah, let the universe spoon you today, and then take that safety, that energy, that love into your interactions with the people, the places, and the things in your life. That's the whole reading right there. What else you got for us, Hafiz? An affirmation, a way to bring it home. Show us what you got. Show me what you got. Is Rick and Morty even still on anymore? Doesn't matter. Yeah, that Szechuan sauce isn't even that good. At least not from McDonald's. All right. We got two because Hafiz has been. Oh my gosh, the two's here. Yo. Can't even. So we've got 10, move forward, and we've got 34, take the opportunity. Abundant twos, 34 reduces to 7. Move forward. Kind of looks like the Doctor Strange symbol. Move forward. Tell me, dear, when are you not a river, ever moving forward, needing to empty into the sky, into God? The swirls and eddies of the mind are easy to get caught up in, and soon our whole life can feel stuck. Loosen your rigid thoughts. Let go of the need to be right, or even to be understood. God understands you better than you understand yourself. Let that be enough for now, and move forward into that peace like a river. That seems to be directly related to those two cards. Let's see if 34, take the opportunity, relates to these. Take the opportunity. Look at that happy little sun up there. Every moment, the earth's amorous body says, make love to me. And the sky says that too. Gosh, what are we waiting for? Opportunity comes knocking. Your job is to open the door and discover the adventure that awaits beyond it. The sun and sky seek your yes, and the world will change because of the risks you take. You are a creator, and you came here to explore the possibilities. Even if it doesn't turn out exactly as planned, this is a game. Sorry. Even if it doesn't turn out as planned, this is a game changing moment. Seize it. It's also a game. I talked about that before. Life's a temp job. We don't have to be so rigid and hold it so tightly. Loosen the grip and just watch what comes into your hands. Take the opportunity today. One of the questions I like to ask folks is, what's a small risk you can take today? Maybe it's posting on YouTube. Maybe it's talking to someone you see on the bus. Maybe it's choosing to see the Christ within a stranger on the street. So take the opportunity and move forward today. Move forward knowing that your intuition moves with you and always will. And that can never be taken from you. 1909, as I'm saying that. And so I think I'll leave it there today. And I just want to thank you for tuning in. Like I said, I post these every Tuesday and Thursday. And if you want to work with me one on one, I've got my link down below. So share in the comments if something of this resonated with you. Share this with someone else who you think might benefit from it. Do the like, do the subscribing. It's YouTube, it's free, doesn't cost you anything. I'm not going to spam you with penny savers. uh, but until next time, my friends, I wish you nothing but peace, love, and happiness from this day forward. Take care.